Hi, welcome back to AutoReview. My name is Patrick and today I'm presenting you the 2017 Subaru Levorg in the Swiss edition. We do have 4 different trim levels, the Advantage, Swiss, Swiss S and Luxury S. So this is the second range one. All of them come with the same engine. It's a 1.6 liter turbocharged boxer engine, 4 cylinders, producing 170 horsepower between 4,800 and 5,600 RPM and a maximum torque of 250 Newton meters between 1,800 to 4,800 RPM. We have 0 to 100 time in 8.9 seconds, a top speed of 210 kilometers an hour. Fuel consumption, I average around 10.6 liters on 100 kilometers and a fuel capacity of 60 liters. This car weighs 2,020 kilograms, has a lot of space, a lot of safety features on board. So let me show you as usual, first row, second row, the boot space, and then we drive. Enjoy! Alright, so the Levorg from inside. First of all, I have a very comfortable seating position which can be adjusted to your needs. The seat is height adjustable. We have the headrest which you can adjust as well to make it more comfortable. Then one weird thing I have not seen before is the opening mechanism for the fuel tank is in the floor. And it's actually exactly in the space where you usually move in and out. And if it's like in weather like this where you have snow, you might have all the dirt there. One little thing. Then on the left side we have the electric windows as well as the electric mirrors plus the door close and open function. The electric mirrors are obviously heated and we have as well a fold function you can use in driving as well. On the left side we have for the tire pressure button as well as stability control and button for reverse traffic. Then we have automatic lights which work very nice with the high beam as well. Recognizes cars, turns on and off. It works super nice. We have the shift pedals for the automatic 6-speed gearbox, which has a manual option as well. You can move it in the manual, or if you press the up or down pedal, it automatically goes in the manual. Then we have quite a lot of buttons on the steering wheel, which is a little bit intimidating in the beginning. However, you get used to it. So we have buttons for the screen in the middle. We have the one for the radio, volume and channels, source in case you plug in your iPod or CD, plus the telephone, and some more buttons to go through the menu. On the right side we have the driver assist systems, we have the lane departure assistant, we have the front radar, we have cruise control up and down, plus the drive modes, sports and intelligent. Then in the middle we have on top a screen that gives you information on fuel consumption, average fuel consumption, steering angle, turbo boost and so on and so on. However, the weird thing is that you control this not with one of this a lot of buttons which we have here already or the touch screen. Plus these buttons, you have this little switch going up and down to scroll through. It takes a little bit time to change settings. You have to keep it pressed and it takes a little bit time. And in addition, you can't use the whole thing here. If you want to switch from computer A to B, you have to use this one in the display, which is not very intuitive. So it takes quite some time to get used to it. Then this car doesn't come with navigation. That's in the higher levels, in the Swiss S and Luxury S, or as an additional cost of 1,950 francs. Then we have the controls for the air conditioning. On the bottom we have a little compartment for your phone or some small stuff. Then aux in, 2 USB ports and a 12-volt power socket. Then we have the hill start assist. We have the electronic parking brake and the start-stop function, which you can turn on and off. Here we have in the Swiss edition the heated seats in 2 settings, low and high for driver and passenger. Little compartment here, another one over here that you can open and close with 2 cup holders. This one you can take out and make one big one out of it. Then the armrest you can slide forward and backwards. And when you open it, you have a big compartment over there with an additional 2 USB ports and a 12-volt power socket. So I'm already counting 4, however that's not all of them. Then the glove box is decent size, could be a little bit bigger. Just leave your handbook at home and then you have more space. Automatic dimming mirror, the buttons for the lane departure assistant and collision warning. The sunshades have mirrors for driver and passenger which are both illuminated. And that's pretty much it. So let's hop in the second row and see how much space we have there. Okay, so Levorg from back, seat in the front is adjusted to me. I'm 184 tall. Obviously I have enough knee room. I have plenty of headroom for my height. Then on the left we can lock the door, open door. We have the electric window, plus on the bottom cup holder, and pretty much that's it on the door. Then we have an additional 2 cup holders in the armrest, which you can fold in and out, obviously. A little compartment for magazines and smaller items. And what I really love, and thumbs up Subaru for that, an additional 2 USB ports. So we have in total 6 USB ports and 2 12-volt power sockets. Should be plenty enough for everyone to charge her electronic devices on a journey. Great done. We have 3 headrests for all passengers, Isofix on the left and right on the outer seats, as well as 3 3-point seat belts for all passengers. Light individually for all seats, little hook and something to hold on to. That's pretty much it. Very nice, spacious, very relaxed seating position as well. So let's check the boot and then we drive. All right, so the Levorg from the back. First thing you see is that we have the windows tinted. As I mentioned in the Swiss edition and above, we have from the B-pillar onwards all the windows tinted. Then we have Subaru with all-wheel drive on the left, Levorg logo on the right. Then we open the boot. We have the reverse camera, which actually gets dirty when you drive long distances, so you have to clean it from time to time. What I like as well, we have only red and white, no orange. Personal taste, I love it this way. Then we have this cover, which you can pull back. Then we have a decent sized boot, I have to say. Here you will have a lot of space to put your luggage and other things. We have a light that you can turn on and off. The remote opening for the seats to fold them down for left and right. The seats fold 40-60, 40 left, 60 right. Then we have 2 hidden compartments or second compartments. This one has the compressor kit and some more space and tools, plus the one in the front, which gives you a lot of space to put smaller items so they don't fly around in the boot. And that is pretty much it. So a little handle to close it, which we do. And now let's drive. Okay, so let's drive the Subaru Levorg. And first thing we see is the adaptive radar system that recognizes obstacles in cars in front. Okay, as I mentioned in the Swiss edition, which we have here, so we have 4 different versions: Advantage, Swiss, Swiss S and Luxury S. So that's the second range here. We have the eyesight system, which is hidden here behind this massive cover. And what it basically is, we have 2 cameras that check the traffic in front of us and keep distance with adaptive cruise control, so it accelerates and slows down according to the car in front of you. And that goes up to still stand. So if you get into a traffic light, the car in front of you slows down, the car will slow down until stop and will hold in a stop function forever, basically. I managed like 38 seconds and the car still stands still. So the only thing is that it alerts you that the car left in front of you, and then you just have to tip the gas and it starts accelerating again to the speed that you set, or when it catches up to the car as well and keeps the safe distance. The radar you can set in 3 settings, from close to far. I have it on far, just to have more safety. Then you have as well an emergency braking function or emergency stopping function. In case you come close to an object or to a car and you're distracted by something, it will alert you with the LEDs and light, plus an alert message in the dashboard. And in case you do not react, it will start emergency brake for you. Possibly until still stand. If it cannot slow down anymore fast enough, at least it will decrease the impact. Alright, we will go up the mountain and have a little bit of B roads and a little bit of city. That's a tripod, don't worry about it. And then we have some mountain roads. So what I really like about this car is this safety feature. So the camera with this. Then we have in the Swiss edition, we have the advanced safety package on board, which has blind spot assistant in the mirror. So you have LEDs flashing and it basically alerts you. We have as well standard in all the Subaru Levorgs, the lane departure assistant with active control. So I have to go up to over 65 because at 65 kilometers an hour it activates it. And then basically when you go over a line, let me just try to demonstrate it for you. So now we'll go to the left line. You see, it pulls you back towards where you're coming from. Now let's try the right lane as well. Yeah, it actively steers, but above 65 kilometers an hour. Then what I dislike about the car. So let's start with the likes. I do like the look of the car. So the safety features, top notch. I do like the look of the car. This huge hood scoop in the front. It's just amazing. It's typical Subaru, you know. And it looks aggressive. It looks masculine. It looks very, very nice. Yes, I really like it. Then, believe it or not, these wheels actually we have on this car are winter wheels, and these are steel. So now you've seen an object. This was the collision alert because it was tight, a small bend to the right, and there was like pillars from the traffic, route, and it recognized them. It does really well as well with bicycles and pedestrians. Obviously pedestrians, if they cross and you drive in 30 zone, it works very well. Bicycles as well. I even tested it twice. It works, so that's good. Don't go too fast. Here we have 60, and it's really nice. So pros: safety, look. Then I do like the seating position and the surround view. The driving comfort is very high. Yeah, it's very, very nice. We have a quite long car. It's I think 4.69 meters long. So the wheelbase is long, and it's super comfortable on a highway. You don't feel that you're driving through any potholes or anything like this. Even if the road was a bit rougher, it's pretty much like smoothed it out. Then the all-wheel drive system, obviously, I managed to go through really deep snow like this. Though the car is too low to go really off-road. What the all-wheel drive system is about is that you can still drive on snow if it's not thick and, you know, a lot of it. And it's safe. You have more safety in corners. You have the driving physics basically extend a little bit further, you know. So it's very safe to drive this car, you know, in addition to the safety systems. So then what I like as well is we have obviously the automatic, where it has a manual option, and you just push it to the left and it becomes manual, or you just left for down, right for up, and it's super nice to drive. And what I like as well, that it turns with the steering wheel. Some say it should be fixed to the column, some say it should be fixed to the steering wheel. I like it this way. It's very nice because you can shift as well in the corners, though you shouldn't. But again, this is not a race car. Spec-wise, what I really like as well is this is the first car that has sufficient USB ports on board. I counted 6, so we have 2 here, we have 2 inside, we have 2 for the back passengers, and that's amazing. This is what every car should have, because today, let's face it, if you're a family of 4, yeah, mother, father, 2 children, whatever, and you're driving on vacation, you drive 300, 600,000 kilometers somewhere, I don't know, Scandinavia for example. Everyone has a mobile phone with him or her, or an iPad, or Samsung Galaxy Tab, whatever there's out there. And obviously you need juice, you need power, because these devices, when you see bicycle, totally recognized it and slowed down. So you need these ports to charge your electronic devices. And this way everyone has at least 1 port. In this car we have 6, so we have spare ports, and it's amazing. So big thumbs ups for that. Especially we have 2 in the back, in the rear, which are exactly in the middle. So well done Subaru for that. Then we come to the points that I do not like so much. So let's start with parking sensors. Yes, parking sensors. So in the Swiss edition, which is the second line, you have a reverse camera, which is good. It helps. But you have no parking sensors. And believe it or not, I don't know what and why and what's the idea behind it with Subaru, but even in the top line version, you have no parking sensors coming out of the factory. So you need to tick the extra and pay a whopping 1,300 francs for that, for parking sensors. This is something I really don't understand, and it's too expensive. Sorry to say, it's too expensive. Then, what is something I don't like? So we have only 1 engine choice. This is a 4-cylinder boxer engine. So boxer means basically you have engines which are a typical going up and down movement with the pistons. Then you have the V-shape engines, which are obviously V-shape. The boxer works basically where the cylinders work against each other. So it's a flat engine like that, exactly flat, and they work left right, which obviously has proven for Subaru. And with 170 horsepower, it's well equipped, like power-wise. 1.6 liter turbo, so there is no issues with that. Fuel consumption, though, it's a bit high. I had tested when the car had averaged 10.6 when I picked it up, and I wasn't really able to go lower than that, only on highway, but in normal city driving and everything, okay, no, it's city. It went even higher than that. So I guess you'll be able to drive it around 10-ish, maybe a little bit below. But again, the claimed figures from, let's put the fog lights on because it's really foggy. The claimed figures from the manufacturers, they never work out because it's ideal conditions in, you know, in a test scenario. Then, as I mentioned, only one engine choice. This is the one, and there isn't any other. So it's not about any other petrol engine. There isn't any diesel as well. And I think this car would be great as a diesel, from the space and the size and the ride comfort. Coupling it or mixing it up with the diesel would mean as well great fuel economy. And unfortunately, Subaru doesn't have a diesel in this car, in the Levorg, which is a little bit of shame. Then, parking, since I mentioned, navigation. In the first and second, so in Advantage and Swiss, we do not have a navigation system. I was actually looking for it, but it was not inbuilt. It's only from the Swiss S and Luxury S by default. If you want to have a navigation system in, for example, the Swiss, so the second line, it will cost you 1,950 Swiss francs, which is quite expensive as well. Two more things. The board computer, it took me half an hour to find it even, because usually it's somewhere here, right? You have quite a lot of buttons here, which you obviously you'll get used to after a few days. But for example, the system here, it's kind of basic, you know. It has some functions, audio and different things, but obviously because it has no navigation, it's pretty much basic here. And the display on top, wow, that's really thick fog. The display on top gives you like information, fuel consumption, range, and so on and so on. But to use that one, you don't use the buttons here or here. You use this little button below the emergency light. And it's kind of weird, you had to find it. And then you switch through it, so you have to already reach there, which would be much more comfortable on a steering wheel. Then you have some, you know, steering angle, gimmicks, gas pedal percentage, how much pressure the turbo has, and so on, clock and so on. And changing it is kind of difficult because you have to press enter. Certain functions you only can do while standing, which I understand for safety reasons. But for example, to switch between computer A and B, again, you don't do it here, you then do it here. You have to press this little button here. So it's kind of a lot of information available, which is nice, but in too many different places to have to control it. And I would have loved if everything is, because you have so many buttons here already, if it would be already in one place or somewhere over the touchscreen. So they could have done it a little bit less complicated. And last thing is, as advanced as we have the safety features, we do not have Apple CarPlay or Android Auto. Not quite sure why. Then we have in this one as well the heated seats. In the Swiss edition you get the following in addition to the Advantage package. So you get heated seats with two settings. Whoops. Careful. Now it's kind of warm, so I turn them off. Heated seats. So we have the reverse camera. We have the tinted windows from the B pillar onwards. We have keyless entry and push start button. Then we have the LED front lights. So they are xenon, but in addition you have the LED daylights. And we have a little bit of a design difference. Wow, it's really thick fog. So the prices for the Levorg in Switzerland for the Advantage start at 29,450. Then the Swiss, as we have it here, costs 33,450. Then we have the Swiss S is 36,250, and the top one, the Luxury S, is 39,550. So now the question is, which one should you take? Considering that the things that you get extra in the second line compared to the Advantage is heated seats, is the blind spot assistant, the reverse traffic alert. Well, tinted windows is something you don't really need. Fog lights, well, yes, here you just saw it. And is it worth another 4,000 francs? You have to consider it. The eyesight, which is main feature of safety, is already on board, which is great. So you have it already from the standard model. And again, you cannot change the engine. It's pretty much the same engine for all 4 spec models. It's kind of up to you if you want to spend the extra cash. Then the only thing you get in addition in the higher models, so the Swiss S will have mostly some design features and the navigation on board, and the Luxury S then has electric seats and leather interior. So that's the difference basically. You would now just have to decide for yourself, is it worth to get all this additional equipment? I mean, I think heated seats and the advanced safety pack is worth it. And the navigation, well, I don't know if it's worth another 3,000 then, or if you just get that one in addition as a tick mark and then configure it a little bit to your taste. I really liked the drive comfort and all these things, but again, some negative, some positive features. I really like driving this car. It's very comfortable. I like the looks of it. I'm amazed by the look of the steer wheels, I have to say. So all this is nice. I would have wished that they had the parking sensors already as a stock option for all, not as an option, as a stock for all models, because parking sensors today are not that expensive. I really have to say, they're not that expensive. And the first couple times I was reversing, I was thinking, okay, when do the parking sensors actually turn on? And then I actually checked, and they don't have actually any inbuilt. Well, I think that's it. Thank you very much for watching. Subscribe to the channel. Leave a comment below. Please check out AutoReview. They're the ones who actually gave me this car for testing. So thanks a lot to them. And now we are going to do the German video. So in case you'd like to watch it in German, there will be a German version of this video as well. So thanks a lot. Have a good day and see you next time. Bye.